Okay, you'll notice an edit in there. That's all right. We had to plug in the camera. Now, let's go ahead and start, and I'll open this up so you can get a real good close-up look at all the goodies inside. Thank you for looking at the blog, by the way, and coming in. You're really inspiring me a lot. Now, this came in with a little surprise here. You open up this page right here. I didn't expect to have something like that when we first opened it up. Although when you look at it, you can see a little crease right there. And then this is actually come apart. I didn't notice that until I got ready to ink the entire thing. And when I pulled it all out to ink it, I thought, wow, this is going to be a really good job here doing everything front and back. And then the covers fell off. And oh, well, that made it easier. Okay, so here you go. The first part has the little tickets that come out. And all that is just the Admit one. I used a lot of snippets and layers and a lot of the ephemera. Some of it's old, some of it's newer in the last couple of years. It just depended on what it was. And there you go. There's those new strips. Oh my gosh, those are awesome. I just love that. Now, this is very old ephemera, but you can see where I make little tuck spots at. And you'll have no hands on your clock because it says timeless photographs created in record time. Yeah, we all know that. This photographer knows that I try to make it as fast as possible, but no matter what, people will grumble. They'll pick their nose, they'll touch their hair, they'll smack their lips. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to touch this. And then it ruins the picture for everybody. So just stay still and look at the camera, please. Okay, so you don't have any clock hands, so you don't look at the time. And there is the original owner. I thought it looked as close as I could get between the dolls. And he made his own photo. Now, there's where you're seeing, this is the background of one of the stencils. And I thought, man, that would make a great background for those openings. Now, this is one of the old frames, baseboard frames. And it was one of the lacy white ones. But I just couldn't resist using that because it was old. And an owner is going to leave his own photo as long as possible. For some reason, we photographers rarely ever take our own picture. And if we do, we don't post them. And I've had to really fight with myself with that over the years and post some. My kids look at their photos in all of the albums that I made them and wonder, where is Mom? Mom was taking the photos. Mom was behind the camera the whole time. And it shows they have a dad, but it doesn't show they have a mom. Okay, page 2. And here's your surprises for page 2. If you lift the cover, she's got all of her purple or blue. I was trying to stay in the same, I'm a little bit shaky here, sorry. But I was trying to stay into the same colors that were on the colors on these. Now, this is out of volume 4, I believe. I used both volume 4 and volume 5 of the backdrops. So you'll have to look for those, and those color sheets were just newer from last year. I thought they were amazing. Now you can see this is me and the husband. He's always, come on, just take the picture and let's get out of here. And on the back, you can see where all of the ink, and I took the splatters off the table and everything and put all over it because that's what happens to photos. And this is Duralar. I need to get some more of that. I love the Duralar. Now, this is not a new stencil. This is the old one. I just trimmed it down because I didn't get the stencils. I'm stupid, I know. There you go. There's another one of those. Now, here's where we have the surprise at. And we're using the folders here and some of the old little stitch pieces that came with the stitched. It came as not a set. You had to buy it separately. But I still have a package of that. And I thought, oh, instead of get the sewing machine out, let's use the tiny attacher and put that on there. So you've got the word, what were those flashcards? And then here's the new house. It's cut off. This is the smaller one. So even cut off, you can see the smaller one's larger. I really like that idea, and I've used some of the older pins, and I'm hoping to get a hold of some more of these. I don't know who sells them anymore because they're so old, but I love those things. Okay, now we've got all of this is last year's collage paper because I wasn't really turned on by the new collage paper. Sorry, Tim. But I've got like 5 or 6 rolls of these. And I thought we didn't use last year's enough. So I got it out photos. It was perfect for this one. So it's not really, I didn't like that one. It's just it didn't match what I was doing with. It didn't excite me for this one. Okay, so here we go. Next page, we're into green. Green is for the kids. So this time I left the fold out open so you could add some more. And there's a lot of photo work on those strips. I really love that. Those things are so usable. I got out some of the old Critter and put those out. And there's another flashcard. These came out last year for the original were word chips, which is where I got this. And you can notice that I used the new nail heads. Oh, those are cute. Screw heads, they're also larger about, yeah, you'll see that in a minute. We're going to give away too much there. Okay, and here's all the wooden cameras, and there you go. There's the film strip again. I've got a whole roll of that stashed away, and they still sell that too, if you can find it. Most of the time, older stores that still have stock of it. So here's your surprise. And I got out a different collage paper. I'd forgotten about that. I did have a couple of sheets with me, so I put something different on there. And this is the transparencies that were just new last year, not too old. And there's my babies. So I've got 2 boys and 2 girls, boy-girl sets each. And there's your background. Those new dolls are just the bee's knees too. I can't have enough of those. And I did the whole thing with the collage paper. And these folios, this is what I like. I'll show you at the end of it as soon as we get this done. This is probably the oldest thing on there. Remember those big black sticker numbers? I can't even remember what they were called. Alpha, numerical, alpha something. Alpha numbers and letters. This is a 5. I've still got some of those. Okay, and this was the fun page. This is the chief hubby. Now, not only did I make the car into a truck, and it's red for his first red truck, 2 red trucks, 1 Ford, 1 Isuzu, and there is a color that is really a maroon. Oh, my grandpa made his Durant that original color. They went with a lot darker colors back then. And I'm forever trying to figure out how to make that color. I've come close to it a few times, but it's not something that turned me on as much as what he did with his blue car. which was actually green. Now, there's a couple of stories for you. In 1965, when I was born, he went and got his 1931 Durant, and it was, I'm not even sure it ran then. It was all torn out, and he redid everything original, and he's mentioned in Hemming's Classic Cars. If you can find it, Google Otis Raymer and his Durant. And the whole time growing up, he babied that car, and he did it. Unfortunately, it got sold away after he died, and none of the family knew about that. That's another subject there. But while I was growing up, when I started driving, I went over to see my grandpa one day, in which I did a lot of times, at least once a week, once a month, at least. And went to see Grandma and Grandpa. And one day I'm out there, and he's asking me to put the brakes on the car, and this was a Packard. 1950, I'm off the bat here, 6 Packard. And I'm helping him with the brakes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we do this all the time. I've been doing it since I was a little girl, holding the brakes for him so he can see the lights. And I said, why did you change everything from green to blue? This was a pretty green, actually. And he went over to the bulletin board, and he got down a paint swatch. And he put it up next to my eyes, and he said, blue. You and your grandma have the same shade of blue eyes. And 2 of my grandbabies, the younger 2, have that same bright, pale blue eyes. And the older 2 have bright blue, almost purple eyes. So there you go for a story. And that's why I'm hooked on the old cars, and especially old fire trucks. Gotta love Engine 51 and Squad 51. There's a plug for you, Randy Mantooth. Okay, now here we go. Everybody's got their new die, right? Their new die, that was the picture wheel. Well, everybody but me. This was the Biggs die. I wanted the picture wheel and the film strip for this, but I just didn't get around to getting it, and now we're all waiting. But in the meantime, those of us who have our Biggs die, we can do the film and the picture wheel still, and you can see where I put some remnant rubs in there after I did a plastic sepia on there. Sepia alcohol. We're going to have a theme coming up real soon on that, so get your alcohol ready. And here we go. We've got the little heads used on the car and on the boiler. And you'll notice my husband was a boiler maker, so I had to put a boiler there. In fact, all 4 of my kids went to Purdue. 2 graduated from Purdue, and 2 went on to other colleges. And there we go with the Model 47. Let's see what's on there. Oh, we've got a clip that comes off, and we've got a package here. This is one of the envelopes. And there he is, and it looks like his usual stance waiting on me. Now, I've used a little clip here that you can pull these apart. And let's see if we go ahead and do that. And I just kept gluing the strips together, making different pictures that I wanted. I thought they were really cute like that, and I love the idea of doing that. And you go back into your pocket. There you go. And there's us going to the ocean and living on the beach there. And these were off of the backdrops. And they just happened to have this. If you've noticed it, it had 4 of them on there. So I cut them down into double-side tickets in case I want to write anything on there. I thought they were really cute just like that. So let's put all that back together, and we'll show you the middle of this, which is why this folio is so great. You can finally make your own back into this. You see how I made this so I can even add more if I want to. I put the 2 covers together with a piece of the backdrop paper. And all I did was score, and then tucked it in with that end of this. What happens is, Tim probably already showed this on the video of his, but this comes out and you've got the 3 pieces. And where are you? So I can show those 3 pieces coming apart. Anyway, you know, I can't find it. There we go. And what happens is these 3 pieces, this tucks into it. And you've got a flap, or you can tuck that directly into that. But who wants to do that when you can get so much more room in there? I can actually add all I want to that and make that as big as you want. That is absolutely awesome. So this book, I limited it. I made it the same on there, but I ended up limiting now so that I can still stretch in there, but I limit how much more I can fit in there. If I want to do some more, I think maybe I'll work on the other one. And I couldn't get away without doing my camera again. There you go. My favorite one. And boy, that was just the bee's knees. This is Tim Holtz's stamp set. And it's 5-6 years ago. And I got to use it one time. And actually, I want a guest spot with that one. I'll put the link in there so you can see which one that was, okay? And there you go. Check out more at the Funkie Junkie Boutique. And check out more for us on Inspiration Avenue. Thank you and bye-bye.